Hello and welcome to another episode or video, depending on whether you are listening or watching. So today, on this beautiful autumn day, I thought it would be a nice chance to talk about social media, and more specifically social media for marketing and the massive double-edged sword that it is. So at this point, it's pretty difficult to get away from marketing that isn't social media. And there are a number of benefits to staying active on social media. And there's another number of drawbacks. And I think it'd be a good idea to have a little wander through them. I mean, the most obvious one is the time that you have to spend in front of a computer or behind a camera to do social media well. And as outdoor professionals, well, we want to be outdoors. We don't want to be stuck behind a computer. We don't want to be spending our whole week sorting out social media and no time actually outside enjoying the woods and nature in general. And of course we also probably don't want to be encouraging social media use as much, but that's a whole different moral and ethical can of worms to open. So we'll just stick to so there's a drawback, and it takes time. Good social media requires good content, good examples of a session, and they offer an opportunity for customers that are new to you to see who you are and what you do. And it's a great way to showcase all of the amazing things that you do and the participants experience. So someone being able to go to your Facebook page or Instagram page and scroll through and see happiness, achievement, confidence, resilience, creativity, fun, all of these in there is really valuable, because then they can kind of put themselves in the shoes of the people in your sessions and go, you know what, that would be something amazing. That would be really incredible to be part of that. I can just imagine my child or myself enjoying this and being a part of this. So in that, it's really valuable. But then going back to another drawback, you don't always get the reach that you want. And a lot of the older social media platforms are throttling views and exposure, because basically they would rather you buy an ad to promote that than just have organic growth. So even if you have a couple of thousand subscribers, that's not to say not very many people will see the stuff that you put out. So it's trying to determine the right number of posts per week, per month, or whatever, to stay top of mind, to make sure that people are aware of what you're doing and everything else, and also not consuming your life when you can be spending time on more valuable things. Now, I have done a whole previous video and episode on email marketing and building a mailing list, and I think building a mailing list and a website is in many ways a much more valuable use of your time. The people on your mailing list, even the industry standard studies show there's several times, like 5 or 6 times, has greater effectiveness. Let me say that again. Basically, people are 6 times more likely to buy something that they see in an email than something that they see on social media. There's a greater connection, a greater opportunity to have discussions, because someone can respond to your email and you're instantly having a private discussion. They haven't needed to put all of their thoughts out for the world to see. So there's that connection. But social media, again, allows you to connect with more people and more of the average passerbys. So it has its place. And the people you're trying to attract on social media aren't the people that are your current diehard followers. You want just to be able to capture the passers-by and find something interesting, that they'll catch them and they'll bring them in, then they can go through, have a view of your past posts, go, oh, this looks really good, and then hopefully be moved onto your website or onto your email list. And a term that has been used for, and I've talked about before, is digital sharecropping. And that's basically where you develop another platform and benefit another platform, but you don't own what you put out there. So at any point, Facebook or Instagram or whatever, TikTok YouTube could decide that they don't like what you're doing, and they could either completely erase your channel or just make it so that nobody sees it. So that's a risk. Whereas with a mailing list or a website, you are the one that controls the method of reaching people. So you always want to be moving people in there. So that's where social media sits, at the top of that funnel. So the funnel is where your customers move through from, I don't know anything about this person, to, I am a committed customer and a big fan. Now, not all people will move through that, but you want to basically be attracting people at the top level. And that's the thing, is that it doesn't always filter down in the way you expect it to. Because the disadvantage and advantage of social media is that you can reach anyone anywhere. So if you have 3,000 people that like your Facebook page, but 90% of them live in America, it's unlikely that they're going to come to your stay and play sessions. They might love what you do, and you might be able to sell a digital product to them at some point, but they are not going to become customers, because the geographical distance is just not, unless you're making it like a world-class bushcraft course, in which case people will travel across the globe to go on a course with Ray Mears or Dave Canterbury or one of those famous bushcrafters. But if you're worrying about marketing, it's probably not you. So it's using social media, as I said, to keep front of mind, and it's also about attracting local people and people that are actually likely to buy. So what we're looking for, and there's a way to be more local. So the way viewed is, you want to be part of any groups, local Facebook groups and so on, that are relevant to your topic. And you've got to be careful here, because you don't want to go in and do what I see on so many Facebook groups now, which is spam advertisements. Just like be there 3-4 times a week, just same old recycled picture, tagline, whatever, and then just keep treating it like a billboard. What you want to be doing is, just like with anywhere else, it's creating value. And that might mean sharing some of the stuff you're doing, sharing ideas, and in that, hopefully organically, people moving people to your business page, and then onwards, as I said, onto your website and mailing list. So I can't remember which author described it like this, but he said essentially you've got groups on Facebook are like a party, and your Facebook page or Facebook profile is like your house. So when you go to a party, you don't shout about yourself. You try and find if you're really good at networking, you try and find out about other people and their needs, and you engage them in conversation, and then you hope that they like you enough to then come and visit your home, and in which case, if they're visiting your home, that's when you can start talking about what you do, because you've already demonstrated that you're a person that they want to connect with. So you've got to be careful that you're not that obnoxious person at the party that's always talking about themselves, always self-promoting, and not providing value to the people around there. A couple of adverts here and there are just fine, but just don't be those people that spam. But find groups, get people other than you to share stuff onto those groups, and that will help increase the locality of it. Of course, there's Facebook ads and everything else, but I haven't explored enough of that personally to know about that. But basically, you want those as targeted as possible. That's best of my knowledge, that's how to handle that, and that's the way to get ahead with ads. But then you need to work that into your pricing and everything else. And I've had a fantastic conversation with Asa about that, and that'll be a future podcast episode very soon. But essentially, be careful with social media. Don't invest all of your time and energy into it, because sometimes it's just a picture people scroll past in 2 seconds, and that doesn't develop value for your business. It again goes back to that core concept. The stuff that you're doing, you need to ask yourself, is this moving the needle forward? Is this what is necessary to build my business and to build the number of people and reach more people? And once you've got that worked out, then that will inform all of your decisions, and you'll be able to make good decisions moving forward. Talking about good decisions, if you are looking to build your knot knowledge, if you've struggled with knots ever since your training and you just haven't had enough time and instruction, then consider checking out my online tarps and knots course. This is specifically designed to give you those knots that you need most, but in a format that you can come back to when you want to, that you can do in your own time, and that you can gradually learn, so that you are not just trying to scribble down all of the knots in a one face-to-face session, trying to remember 5-6 different knots in one day. It's just one video, watch it, learn it, apply it, then come back to the video as many times as you need before moving on to the next knot, until you've built an arsenal and you can get your tarp shelters up quickly and efficiently. So if you'd like to learn more about that, head to brackenoutdoors.com/essential tarps. There's a link down in the description. With that, thank you so much for watching and listening. Remember to make the most of every single day, and I'll see you next time.